Yo, with WFPN, welcome back to our next episode with our next guest, man. I'm excited for y'all to speak with this brother here. Y'all know we talk to the movers, the shakers, and the tastemakers. This guy sitting here fits that description. Please introduce yourself and tell our audience what you do.
How y'all doing? My name is Eazi. I kind of work on entrepreneurship. I'm big on being independent as well. So I'm just doing this interview to invest in myself and perfect my craft.
Absolutely.
Right.
Everybody clap it up for Too Easy, man.
Thank you.
We finally got him in here, man. I'm glad you came to talk
Long
with us.
overdue, yes, sir.
Long overdue. But hey, I always tell people, an interview can be later because it'll be greater.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have more stuff to talk about. You'll have more things to promote.
Great
So I'm
things
glad.
come to those who wait.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. Let's talk about the beginning for you, man. It says here that you started around 2016. I would imagine that you were thinking about music way before that, though. So talk about like what the beginning was like and that moment where you were like, hey, I'm going to take this seriously.
As far as like seriousness, like I said, just coming up, listening to different artists. I started doing like remixes on instrumentals, like popular ones. So that kind of brought me to like want to branch out and, just kind of be different as far as like standing out, you know what I'm saying? But, and what's your other question?
Just talking about, and actually I'm going to piggyback off of that. So you mentioned you're listening to a lot of artists. Who are we listening to around this time that's like giving us that battery to want to try music?
And also I want to say in 2016, I kind of first started, but in 2017 is when I started picking it up.
Absolutely.
Studio sessions, shit like that. But as far as artist-wise,
yeah, like in the beginning, who are you listening to? Because we around the same age, so I'm wondering if we was listening to some of the same cats.
Growing up, I also was interesting about me. I got legends rap legends tatted on my legs. So
okay,
Biggie Smalls, Bob Marley, Tupac,
You didn't even have to say
Michael
much.
Jackson.
You don't have to say much else. I already know how you come in because those are iconic music figures.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
I kind of just.
Now, you mentioned that you started to notice that you were good when like views from videos were accumulating. Maybe people were talking. Word is getting around. Talk to me about one of those early videos that maybe was on Say Cheese or maybe was gaining views, and you were like, "Yeah, this is like the video people know me for."
That's gonna be the Murder She Wrote.
Okay.
By TK. That I shot in 2017. That's my first video I got on Say Cheese.
Okay.
It kind of boosting my recognition and my fans and stuff like that. So that was cool.
Yeah, Say Cheese is kind of them people to help
And
up and coming artists.
Texas as well, so.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, or maybe they do know now because we're starting to see like rap media flourish.
Right.
And Say Cheese was kind of like the first people to do that. They were the first people to put like a real light on independent rap media. And so if you had anything with them, you was kind of popping.
Yeah, Say Cheese, Dallas Global,
Real Tune,
like
yeah,
all them big blogs, even like y'all coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all putting on for the city for sure.
100%, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the things that you were proud of that, has happened for you in the past year. I see you got a lot here. So let's dive into it. First on the new home. Congratulations
We're
on
gonna clap it up for that,
yes,
man.
Yes, that is an accomplishment.
In this economy?
Yeah, shout out to my son, my family that, supported me.
Yeah.
Because it definitely was a hard time, getting to that level, getting to that point, as far as finding that stability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that was cool. My new home, new jewels, new music.
Yeah.
I dropped the album, and I just recently dropped the EP probably like a month or two ago. So
is that Designer Dope Boy? Is that the album?
Ganja God.
Okay,
Ganja God.
If y'all look up that definition, y'all know what.
I'm noticing a trend.
Yes, sir.
Talk about Ganja God just a little bit, and maybe how it's different from Designer Dope Boy.
Well, Designer Dope Boy is kind of more on a motivational purposes, kind of like a get up and go get it type music, and I want to say Ganja God is more like a Devin the Dude Currency with the motivation, get high, get to it type thing. So I kind of went for that.
Okay.
A little bit of Texas.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yes, ma'am.
I see that you own and you started a record label.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
talk
actually,
about that.
I'm trying to start that up. It's called FTI, Fuck the Industry.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to.
Why we saying fuck the industry?
Kind
Talk about it. No, because that's a real name.
Yeah,
Talk about that.
Let's get into it. The industry, of course, we know is full of like a lot of naive, a lot of evil stuff that go on in Hollywood. That
a lot of it.
Yeah.
So,
a lot of it.
Industry. I feel like it's cool to have a machine. To, it's cool to sign a deal, but me personally, I'm not really interested in one. I'm not really trying to branch off. I want to, like I said, stay to the independent side.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of artists nowadays have shown that you can go the independent route and still be very successful and not have to have 500 different hands in your pockets and then you not knowing where your money is going. So, yeah,
I feel like that's where a lot of artists mess up too, or they get messed over just because they don't have the knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Or they're not even interested in learning. You're starting a record label, which means you're interested in learning the business.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're interested in putting your own money up. That's what it means.
Websites, LLCs, merch, like it all counts.
A lot of artists, even if they had the money, they're not interested in putting up their own. They're not interested in learning. So I commend you for that.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah.
Being in the industry, it is like 80-90% business, and the rest of it is talent.
Right.
Exactly. You don't know your business, then you about to get worked.
It's kind of like one video on YouTube with Bobby Smurdy.
I remember that.
White people, and it kind of look just so, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't see that, but I don't like that.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's disturbing.
I think this generation of artists is empowered because they don't have to tap dance like that.
Yeah.
We have our own metrics. We have the internet, which means that I know exactly every city and state. Your stuff is on streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Your stuff is on streaming platforms, which means that you know exactly where you're popping at.
Exactly.
Which means that all it is pouring gas on those fires. And so, we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And I love that you understand that.
I appreciate it, man.
What's next for you, man? What's upcoming that people should know about?
I'm definitely have the Designer Doughboy 2 on the way. I got another video dropping. More videos to come with that. I'm gonna do more shows, more interviews, podcasts like this. So,
absolutely.
Just to get my name out there and show my face more.
Did you get out there at all for South by? I always like to ask artists this.
Not this year. I did last year. I see this year was kind of like it was less.
Yeah, it was kind of light.
Performances.
It was kind of light.
It
was kind of light.
I was just like, maybe I'm pass on this year, but 2026 we there for sure.
Period.
That's awesome, man. So you said the next music people can expect is Designer Doughboy 2.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have a date for it, or are we still kind of hazy?
Nah, no date yet.
No date. That's fine.
That's why I dropped the EP, just to kind of the little teaser for right now.
Absolutely. If there's anybody who's interested in working with your label, or maybe trying to partner with you on that, how can they reach out to you? Please give the people your social media or contact or anything like that.
On all socials, you can find me at Big Gucci Eazi, Instagram, Facebook, all streaming music platforms. So yes, sir.
Hey, well, whenever that Designer Doughboy 2 is ready and it has a date, you are more than welcome to come back by, man. You're a friend of the show now. I want everybody to clap it up for Too Easy.
Appreciate that, man. Thank y'all for having me. Thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely. And y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with our next guest. Yo.